Hi. Um, Thank you for visiting my channel. If you're new here, my name is Miriam. Um, I am a numerologist, an oracle, a prophet. I speak with your guides, your angels, your ancestors, your whatever. And I see numbers and I translate them. Last night, was a very interesting night's sleep. Well, the lack of it was interesting. I'm a very good sleeper. Yeah, for some reason, I was mourning the loss of something last night. Like, I was, I was mourning the loss of, of your life that you don't have anymore, and your past self that you don't get to be anymore. And it really sucks because, like, you didn't realize that you would care. You didn't realize that you were gonna be hurting so bad about losing the person you used to be. Look, so I woke up at 1:31. Could not go back to bed till 4:44. Like, literally, I turn over, like, I'm finally getting sleepy and dozing off. And I look, and my phone illuminates 4:44. And then I go to sleep. Now, it was probably 4:45 by the time I actually went to sleep. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. That doesn't mean ending things doesn't still suck, doesn't still hurt, that it doesn't still feel like a lack of safety. And in the past, especially for you, there was a lot of change that wasn't something that you were aware of fully, that you could give full enthusiastic consent to, like, what, even if it's moving. Oh yeah, I'm so excited, let me move over here. But you didn't realize that moving over there would mean that you would catch strep 6 times a year or something. And if you were catching strep that often, you probably have an autoimmune disorder. So look out. um it's okay to be scared and do it anyway. Okay, that's what being brave is. My daughter has disabilities, that she was born with. She has a trait, and in her lifetime, she's had quite a bit of procedures. And one thing we talk about is bravery, and how being brave means that you have to be scared to do it. Otherwise, you're not being brave. If you weren't scared, you'd just be doing something regular. You wouldn't be overcoming anything. sometimes being brave isn't something that's necessarily a choice. And I think on a lot of heroes' journeys and a lot of these main character journeys, there's this belief that that you're a hero just because you're good at things and not a hero because you failed at things. And a lot of times we're just put in situations and we just survive it. It's so difficult having to watch someone you love and go through something that you can't do anything about. Especially whenever you have to have it done because this is what will help them live a healthy life. There are things that are not necessary. So those aren't gonna happen. And those are decisions that she can make as an adult if she wants to. But if any time things have been a decision that has to be made as a caretaker, you have to start trusting the judgment of other people in your life, other experts in the field that you aren't an expert in ways that people are meant to be able to help you or help the person you love. And it's by leaning on the people around you, by socializing, and by allowing the community to do what it does. And so there are all the stories of when you do let your child with someone and you can't trust them and you don't know. And a cycle that my mother broke for me was that. And my daughter showed me that very soon into my pregnancy, even 20 weeks into my pregnancy, that I didn't have to worry about her caretakers because she's going to get the best no matter what, at no cost to me. That cycle was broken. We broke that cycle. My mother broke that cycle. And recognizing that I have a mother within myself that can then break that cycle, these cycles of all the mean things I used to say to myself and all the bad habits I had on myself, like my eating habits, my exercise habits, my whatever habits. I was sitting here practicing my guitar. I pulled out my thing and I figured if anything ends up coming out, then it comes out. But I'm not a guitar player. I mean, I play with a guitar, but I don't really play music. Sometimes I capture a melody or something that I try to recreate. For now, I'm just building up the calluses on my fingers, building up the strength and the flexibility of pushing down on the neck and going in between the and remembering I don't have to lift up every finger as I'm up. I can leave them down. I'm 30 years old, deciding to learn guitar for the first time and just do so many things for the first time because my dream was to be able to be out in Colorado. And once I got here, I realized that it wasn't necessarily the answer to the thing that I wanted. I still wanted peace and happiness, and some part of me thought that moving out of my home state would help that. You know, sometimes like that hometown syndrome, you know, we just kind of get stuck in our hometowns and we feel like that we can't ever go anywhere. Some people like don't even go on vacations from their hometown. They just stay in their hometown forever. And some people look down on that as if like, oh, you've been nowhere, you know nothing. But there's some type of peace in that, of not needing to go any further, of not needing to strive to be the best or different or experience everything, just being comfortable in the present. There's a lot of true yogis out there that we don't even realize are yogis because they're just not talking about it. I'm not the type of person who does well on little sleep. I get headaches. I get agitated. And the hardest part about it is that, like, a lot of times once I'm awake and my mind's awake, I can't go back to sleep. I'm just up. So I was thankful I was able to sleep another couple hours before I woke up at 6:36. So it goes from 1:31 to 4:44 to 6:36. 1:31. Did I say 1:41 or 1? It's 1:31, 4:44, 6:36. These are the times that are waking and dipping in and out of the astral. 1, start. 3, play. 1, individual. Sure, easy peasy. I'll just give you some. 4:44. Work hard. Foundation. Infrastructure. 6:36. 6, love. 3, childlike joy. 6, family, marriage, whatever. Self-love. All that just to be a 5 energy. All that just to be a 5. All that just to say, relax. Literally. If you take all those numbers and reduce them, the numbers are literally just saying, relax. Chill out. Enjoy things. Try something new. Relax. I probably tried about 5 different things just to get myself to go to sleep, and it didn't work. So I tried meditating. I tried Pharaoh to even get into the astral, and I really was dropping so many pebbles in my pond, in my lake, in my ocean. Because I had stuff to do today, early. I still did it. I did a dress like this. It was just getting my teeth cleaned anyway. I don't want to. I usually go to get my teeth cleaned dressed in my least sustainable outfits just in case. Like, I don't know what type of goop's gonna go around. I don't want it on my clothes. The love is there. The joy is there. The fun is there. A lot of the things that are missing right now is just your trust. The trust in yourself, like not the universe, not the whatever, blah 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 blah. Like something broke your trust in your intuition. Something broke your trust in yourself, or and that's really the thing is too. Is like nothing really broke the trust. It's like over time you convinced yourself that you couldn't trust yourself because either you said yes to the wrong people, or you trusted the wrong people, or you decided to be like, you know what, no, it's fine to the wrong people. Who cares? How come you're not going through all the things of these are all the things that I did right? Yeah, yeah, we get it. We're animals. We're animals, and so it's so easy to remember the negative because literally there's this like because of our lack of awareness, a lack of consciousness, we feel like everything is an attack. Like that words are an attack on us. Like our body responds like we're getting physically attacked based off of somebody's energy. And it's because you're more aware of energy and vibes and the impact of like dark magic or whatever than other people. You're more aware of even your energy on other people. And so, like, all these names that I call myself, whatever, oracle prophet, psychic, numerologist, um, blah, 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 Claire, whatever things that they call, because again, a lot of the stuff, like, people are telling me what it is, and then I'll look it up and I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess. Um, but everything has many names, you know? Everything has many names. So it doesn't matter. It's just whatever they need to identify me as, they identify me as. But you also then, by identifying someone else as something else, it's almost like you see it as this one thing. But so it can only appear confirmation, it can only appear in one way to you, which is here's this this may come off offensive, and so just to prepare yourself, like prepare your egos and your impressions or whatever. Um, the big one of the biggest tropes about sage people who are like hippies and like people who are like witchy or oracles or like people that should be listened to, they kind of have the same archetype, which is like a light skin, like maybe mixed person. Um, because even in the 90s, if there was a light skin or a mixed girl or a mixed woman, it was going to be a hippie child, because most likely that during that time, just quite literally, people being born of that were so like we used to be a real big deal in interracial relationships, and so it was kind of like only on like hippy dippy one love compounds that these children were born, and so then these children were kind of just like, oh yeah, free love from the beginning, from childhood. That's just all they know. And so it's easy for a lot of people to see people who kind of look like me and look like those tropes. Granted, I don't necessarily think I look super hippy dippy. But even in the Matrix, the Oracle is a light skinned black woman with a round face like me. You know, it allows it to be a little bit easier for people to hear those words from me, I think, because even in media, it has been something that has reinforced an expertise. And so it's easier for people to be like, well, that person's got it and figure has got it, and of course they do, like they just get it, even if you don't have like these preconceived notions or whatever. Um, in general, like unless you look exactly like me, it's hard for you to necessarily see yourself in me, um, or something like me. It's hard for you to see yourself in me. So sometimes it may seem like you can't have these same abilities that I have, even though you totally do, even though everybody totally does. Like, and so in the same way that I've looked at people who don't look like me, in any way, like or whatever, like it's just it could be anybody because there's so many people who don't look like me. There's so many people who don't look like you, and there's something about being able to see somebody who looks like you doing something that helps unlock being able to do it yourself, because it's a manifestation, and it makes it easier to manifest things whenever you kind of have like a stand-in for you. Even whenever you're lining up a shot, it's like good to like have somebody stand there so you can set up a mark on the floor so people know where to stand, you know? And so it's the same with other positions. Even if it's not a physical position, it's like a spiritual position and job position for the universe. It's a 9-year for the world, so keep in mind that some people like are going to be losing certain jobs because next year they're supposed to be starting certain jobs. Now, granted, if you're going to be losing your job because of the 9-year, it'll probably be later, in a 9 month in the 9 month in September, because you'll have time and you'll see it coming and you'll be able to make the moves that you need to. So then you're not like just lost in the sauce about it. But it is something that will happen, because then next year is going to be people moving into the unconventional jobs, more. And so these next 2 years are going to be really great for you, if you are able to ride the wave. Sometimes it's literally meant for you not to ride the wave yet. Sometimes you're meant to like just like get splashed underwater, and just so for you to realize that like, oh, actually I'm a really good swimmer and I can hold my breath for a long time. And look how pretty all these things are. Actually, turns out I was in scuba gear all along. We're good. And I'll come up slow so I don't get the bends. 22:55 as I say that. Oh, lordy. I have more energy now, surprisingly. I still haven't been back to sleep, but like since getting up and getting my teeth cleaned and stuff. I went over to my best friend's and we did some stuff and hung out, and then I came back home, did a few things, left. Now I'm here. I'm waiting for my meetup for my band practice. And so I don't have to be dressed great. And so, yeah, so you might notice things look a little different, but it's only because this is how things are going to be set up. I brought my little doggo with me. He's not little, but he's my baby boy, because our studio is pet friendly. I like to get places early so that I can really get into the energy and get comfortable. Walk around places 3 times to get your energy in it. 242, 2420 as I say this. Anyway, I'm gonna keep working on my calluses in my little studio here. Keep a lookout for the numbers and stay synchronized.